This is my first ever Patreon request review, and it comes from my good friend Ryan at RWR Movie Reviews, which you can find a link to his channel down below in the description box. And he's asked me to review a movie called Like Crazy from 2011. But what did I think of the movie? Well, let's get into the review. Hey everyone, what's going on? Welcome to the channel and thank you for taking your own time out to check out this review, which it will be spoiler free and spoilers, but I will put a timestamp for when the spoilers will happen, so if you want to skip over that part then you're more than welcome to. But yeah, we're talking about Like Crazy today, which is directed by Drake Doremus, if I've got that right, who's also a writer in this movie alongside Ben James, and it stars people such as Anton Yelchin, rest in peace by the way to Anton Yelchin, Felicity Jones, Jennifer Lawrence and Charlie Bruley, and essentially focuses on a British college student who goes over to America, falls in love with an American student, only to be separated because she overstays her visa, so she isn't allowed in America anymore. Going into Like Crazy, I'd seen a trailer for this originally, 12 years ago now, and I actually around that time thought, I kind of wanted to watch that movie, and for whatever reason I just didn't get around to it until last night. I'm recording this the next day on Sunday. Yeah, I'm not sure when you guys will see this review, but either way, what did I ultimately think of Like Crazy? Well, I could definitely say that there's some positives to be found here, but it didn't work for me, and I'll get into that right now. So going into the positive straight away is I think the performances all around from Jennifer Lawrence, Felicity Jones and Anton Yelchin are all really good. I like the cast here. I felt like they had good chemistry amongst each other in the scenes that they're in, whether it's Anton Yelchin and Jennifer Lawrence's character, or whether it's Anton Yelchin and Felicity Jones's character. Yeah, I think that the chemistry around here are good. Anton Yelchin gives a good performance as Jacob, Felicity Jones as Anna, and Jennifer Lawrence as Sam. And I think the story and kind of like the foundation of it overall is not a bad idea because, I do like a romance movie. I am kind of a sucker for them, if I'm going to be honest with you. I don't mind them. So going into this one, I was like, wow. By the plot alone, this sounds like it's going to kind of reel me in towards the end, or even right at the beginning. I'm going to be hooked and going to stay hooked right until the end. And I was expecting maybe, okay, is this going to get like a tear or a few tears out of me? Or is this going to kind of pull at the heartstrings and make me want to revisit this one over and over again? Unfortunately, it doesn't. There is some cinematography here, shots that I like. There was some that was actually quite nice, and you get some nice views of the UK, which I am from the UK. So I was like, oh wow, yeah, okay, this definitely screams the UK. You can definitely buy into the fact that they actually shot this in England, and not just say that it was shot in England, but it's actually shot elsewhere, for example. And then there was shots where sometimes it is shown in America, and I believe around Los Angeles, around the Santa Monica area, which I have been to in 2019. So I was like, wow, I've been to that location. That was really cool to see. And I think deep down the foundations of this, there was a good fundamental that to be found here. And I think if it was executed better, it would have worked better. Because, for example, a romance movie where it's kind of like long distance separating two lovers as such, that is a sucker-ish plot to kind of reel anyone in, because romance and love is a very strong subject and everyone believes in that differently, but having it where two students fall in love with each other who live in different countries, again, can be quite unique. But going into my negatives in this spoiler-free portion, I feel like there's some choices here that was made that did not work at all. I didn't, by the end of this movie, feel really emotional or feel like, wow, okay, I'm going to own this on physical media and put it in my collection behind me. I was like, no, I do not want to buy this on Blu-ray, unfortunately, because by the end of it I was like, wow, like, that's it? Like, really? I just didn't really like the ending. I didn't really like the wrap-up or some of the choices that was made with our characters. This could all come down to writing, of course, by Drake Doremus and Ben James, but I just didn't think it worked. It was very kind of convoluted in this love story that shouldn't have just been simple and plain sailing. like a simple script. This could have been easy enough to write in a way, and I'm only basing that on with so many romantic movies I've seen in the past, but they somehow mess it up with 3 great cast leads. And I was like, well, how can you go wrong with Anton Yelchin, Felicity Jones, and Jennifer Lawrence? And somehow they did. I was just like, man. It was a little bit frustrating if I'm going to be completely transparent. It was frustrating how they ended it and some choices that they make. So in this spoiler-free portion, I'm going to wrap this up and just give you my overall score, which is a 2.5 out of 5 stars. Okay, so now on to the spoiler portion of Like Crazy, and where I can get into my negatives and tell you exactly why I didn't connect with this movie. So it focuses on a character called Jacob and a character called Anna. Now Anna is Felicity Jones, who is the British college student, and Jacob is the American student, and those two fall in love when she's over there in LA, and she basically decides, oh well, actually I'm going to ignore the visa, I'm going to stay here for the summer, and we're going to just spend pretty much like every day in bed and sleep and be next to each other. And when this romance forms right at the beginning of the movie, and I was like, oh well, okay, if that's what you kind of consider love kind of thing, yeah, okay, fair enough. Now, when they separate, they make choices where she's kind of like been seeing someone in the meantime, although she's felt like this strongly for Jacob's character. Then he's been seeing someone who is Jennifer Lawrence, who plays a character called Sam. And sorry, Anna, who she was seeing, is a character called Charlie Booley, who plays Simon. Now, after a little bit of time, and Anna and Jacob realise that they miss each other, they pretty much pie off their both side pieces in a way, and then they focus on being back together again. And then it kind of does like a rinse and repeat, but then a little bit further down, they actually get married, Anna and Jacob. So I was like, wow, okay, well, they're making a very big commitment here. Right, okay, cool. Let's see where this is going to play into the story as they're waiting for Anna's visa to be expired from the ban that it received. But then in the meantime, they have an argument. She, of course, stays in the UK and starts seeing Charlie Booley character again of Simon. And he starts seeing Sam again, although they're married. It never said that they once divorced here. I mean, if they did, maybe I missed that. But then they start seeing like the other person they were before. And I'm just like, well, technically they're cheating on each other. Like, or they're on a break. Like, what the hell's going on? It's a marriage. I'm just like, why are we making these decisions where we're seeing the other characters? So the chemistry I should have really been feeling for Anton Yelchin's character of Jacob and Felicity Jones' character of Anna, I wasn't feeling, because they are just like, yeah, let's just screw this for now. Yeah, let's just take that kind of Simon here. Oh, yeah, I'll have him. And then Jacob's like, oh, Sam. Oh, okay, well, she told me she loves me. Who, by the way, cooks him breakfast. She loves him. She works for his business. She's the better partner for him overall. I'm like, why would you not want Jennifer Lawrence right now? I was like, I would be screaming at that opportunity to have her. She is like one of the bloody perfect examples of a woman for me. And I was just like, wow, okay, like, where was this decisions made? And that's ultimately what's frustrating. And then the end of the movie sees that Anna's visa, she's allowed back in America, so she does. She goes over, and basically the ending of this movie just kind of ends where now the marriage is staying and the relationship is staying due to what's happened in this time's past. And I'm just like, well, you didn't really try. You pretty much just kept on cheating on each other. So have you seen Like Crazy? Are you going to go check it out? Leave any and all comments down below so we can continue the discussion down there. If you want to request a movie for me to watch, you can join my Patreon by clicking the link down below where you can find all the information that you need. Prices start from £2 per month and you get access to so many extra perks also. So yeah, all that information is down below in the description box. And also, I'd like to give a big special thank you to all my awesome Patreons who help support the channel, and all of them have YouTube channels, which I will put their names down below in the description box. Go subscribe to them and go show them some love. But thank you for tuning into this video, and until the next time that I see you, I'll be seeing you later.